All right. We are live at Frightmare HQ. My name is Lloyd
What?
Cryer, and I am here
Who?
with the amazing what? Huh?
What? Where?
Charles Charles Doze. It's Charles Doze.
What's up? What's happening today?
I'm not 100% positive, but it looks like quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, here it is. I'm just making sure we're all live, because I never trust anything. I have to see it for myself.
I don't trust the man myself. So
I don't either.
you know what? Trying to bring me down. I'm not letting them. We're gonna do movies. We're gonna talk about 1975.
Oh yeah. This is a pretty good year, Charles, right?
Ah, it actually was a pretty good year. I was telling Lloyd, I think there's a lot of fun movies this year that maybe some people aren't as familiar with as some other years. There's some known stuff, but it's some other stuff too. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. Let's see who we got online.
Who's here?
Let's see. So we have got Travis Brown.
Downtown Travis Brown?
That's right.
All right.
David Dugas.
David Duke.
What's up,
man?
David? Chrissy Gilliland is on with us.
Chrissy, the myth.
Hello,
know that.
Chrissy. Hello to Stephen Burt.
Oh, Stephen Bird, that's an animal right there.
He is an animal.
He is an animal. Arr.
Ingrid Hubert is with us.
Oh, Ingrid. I miss Ingrid.
Todd Jara.
Oh, Todd's here.
T.
I know Richard's out
West.
there. T. West.
Yep. Richard. Yep, you're right. He's next up. Richard Nettleton.
Knew he was there.
Bam. He stepped right in with a $5 tip.
Oh, Richard always gives me the tip, and he's good at it, too.
Boom. Look
Thank you.
at that.
Slipping
Richard.
the tip in.
Richard.
Thank you, Richard. We appreciate it. Charles Anderson. He just joined
Oh.
us.
Argento fan.
Jeff Evans.
Jeff is here.
Todd Lewis.
Here.
Yeah, I see Todd. Here he is. Sorry. It's kind of going pretty fast past me, so sorry about if I miss you guys. I am
Lloyd,
trying
you
to
like it
mention
fast.
everybody.
You like it fast, Lloyd.
And then over
else?
on the Twitch side, we got another TV viewer. And then we got Super Steph 85. So what's
All
up to you
right.
guys? Thank y'all for joining us. Neil
What's the
McElhaney.
word?
Wow, we keep getting more people. Neil McElhaney, Jeanette Nolan. Howdy,
Hey,
y'all.
Neil.
Bam. And look, Ingrid just slipped us the tip.
Ingrid. Thank you, Ingrid.
She sent us $5. Thank you, Ingrid. We
Heck yeah.
appreciate that so much. It's
I gotta
very,
get my
very
$5
helpful.
dances out for everybody.
I like the music. I like that song. Did you just make that up?
You know, I made that. I'm a songbird. You know, I know how to write the music. I write the songs that make the whole world sing.
Wow.
Right?
That's pretty amazing, man. You're
I
pretty
know.
amazing.
It's hard out there for a pimp, you know?
It is
Really
hard.
Gotta
Am I
keep your
missing
hands
anybody
strong.
else? Yeah, I know McElhaney, Neil.
McElhaney.
I've known some McElhaneys, so I know how to pronounce McElhaney.
Hey, and if Lloyd gets your name right, that is a feat. Because me and Lloyd can't pronounce crap. That's for sure.
Ask Timothy Petitas. Ask Timothy
Petitas?
Petitas.
Potatoes?
Well, remember I said pitides. That's pitides.
I let you call it Pit Ties too. I was like, well, I guess that's his name. Lloyd knows it.
I don't know, man. Hey, people don't generally walk up to you and go, "Hello, my name is Timothy Petitas." They're
Well-
just like, "Yo, what's up, Lloyd?" Because that's the way it is nowadays. It's all smooth and buttery now. We don't get into
Smooth
pleasantries.
jazz. I'll start introducing myself as Timothy Petitas, all right?
Hello, I'm Timothy Petitas.
I am Timothy Petitas.
All right.
What's happening?
Todd says that's how he pronounced petitus as well, was pitides. So at least I know I'm not alone in my, I don't want to say ignorance because
No, your pronunciation skills.
My pronunciation skills are just not there, Charles.
Oh God, you gotta go up to college, Lloyd.
I gotta get up to college.
Later. Get the meteor shit up there.
I think I just saw Todd Seeley. He says, "Yo ho ho, fellow creeps."
What's up, Todd?
What is up, everybody? Well, Charles, it looks like the gang is all here. So I put in my vote to get started on 1975, the year in horror movies.
Oh, there's movies. Motion flicker pictures.
First up on the list, January 24th, 1975. A knife-wielding maniac in a red cape and hood goes on a rampage and kills American tourists. Wow, what do they got? What's wrong with American tourists? Why do they have to pick on the Americans?
You know what's wrong with American tourists.
Okay,
I've seen enough of them.
American tourists by gouging out their eyeballs. Released in Italy, January 24th, 1975. This is the Italian giallo slasher film Eyeball, written and directed by Umberto Lenzi.
Umberto Lenzi.
Umberto. I am Umberto Lenzi.
I am Umberto Lenzi. It's me.
Well, there's a couple of things I really love about this movie.
What you got?
The poster.
Yeah, the poster's great.
and the trailer. I don't know which trailer you pulled, but I love the one that says eyeball like 5,000 times.
I don't know. I think I pulled a short one because there was a short one and there was one that was like 37 minutes long or something ridiculous. Like some of those Italian trailers, they're like 9 minutes long. And you're like, I don't need a trailer that long. It's like a short story.
The one I'm talking about is very long, but it's funny because it's like every other word is like eyeball, peanut butter sandwich, eyeball,
walking outside, eyeball, stubbed my toe, eyeball.
So let's watch this eyeball trailer, whichever one you pulled. Okay.
All right,
Here we go.
Eyeball. Don't blink. Don't turn around. Don't even move. Now you'll witness the most blinding horror ever seen. How far can you go before your eyes leave your body? Eyeball.
All right, sorry about the delay getting back, y'all. But that is the short version of the Eyeball trailer. Do you like this movie, Charles?
You know, I like Eyeball. It's, there's a lot of giallo films all the time. It's not the best giallo film, but it's some fun. It really it's kind of reminiscent of what Italian horror became in the 80s. It's like a precursor to that. Which essentially is a lot more gore and less plot. That's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
But Lindsay's, I was always a Umberto Lenzi fan. Lenzi was good at following the trends that were popular. He first made a lot of like crime adventure movies in the 60s, which were popular when James Bond came out. Then Giallo got popular, and he was like, heck, I'm going to do that. But the thing is, his movies were always pretty good,
Yeah.
And he'd become more known, of course, in the 80s with Eaten Alive and Cannibal Feroz.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes.
His cannibal movies,
I like Eyeball, too. Yeah, and it's kind of, like you said, it's kind of a precursor to the 80s Italian madness. And what I love about the Italians is that every time they saw a blockbuster film in America, they ripped it off. And I think we have precursors of that tonight in the list too. So
quite a few.
Quite a few. It's coming up. Don't
worry.
So the next one is yours, and that is something that I'm quite fond of from my childhood days.
Um, yeah. It's a good one. So after arriving to a quaint little town, a woman soon discovers there is a sinister truth to the all too perfect behavior of the female residents. Released February 12th, 1975, it is the American, slightly satirical horror film, The Stepford Wives, directed by Brian Forbes. Okay.
There you go.
I don't mind The Stepford Wives. It's definitely a little more campy. Off the top of my head, I'm not too familiar with anything else the director did, but what do you remember about it?
Well, it doesn't play as well as it did in 1975.
Yeah.
In 1975, this was a truly creepy concept, of, oh my God, I don't know. But it was kind of a commentary on feminism, I guess, and which, that was cool. It was very timely at the time. It
was right in the middle of like the feminist movement, wasn't it? Around the time,
around that time, yeah. It was a hot topic, at least. Let's put it that way. So, it was a portrayal of women and societal norms being controlled by their masculine other halves. Let's say that.
Yeah.
So it was good, and unfortunately they remade it, and it was terrible.
Yeah. With Nicole Kidman. God, it was horrible. Yeah, I love the poster I'd pulled for this. The poster is the Italian poster. Absolutely amazing poster for it.
It is. It's much better than the American. Now, Stepford Wives was a TV movie, was it not? If I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong about that.
Release. I believe it was theatrical release.
Yeah, I may
be wrong on that too, but I believe it was.
Well,
I do know that it wasn't released to like Italy or anywhere else, I believe, for like 3 or 4 years after that. Like it was a while.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I just know that time period was infamous for a lot of really good made-for-TV horror movies. And I know we have another one on the list that we'll get to here in a little bit. So,
yeah. Stepford Wives is on Prime Video. We did see that. Never been released on Blu-ray though. I was kind of surprised when I was trying to pull information on the release, and it's never been released on Blu-ray. It had a DVD drop about a decade ago, which apparently is out of print. Really difficult to find. So that kind of surprised me. It seems like something that would be on Blu-ray, because I know the version on Prime Video is actually a nice HD version. So I don't know where the heck they got that from, but there's never been a Blu-ray release. So,
I don't know if that's because it was released. It was a TV release, because sometimes those TV releases, they don't get saved, archived well.
Yeah, it might have been a TV release. Who knows? Yeah,
I'm just not sure. There was a television sequel called The Stepford Children.
In the 80s, right?
I don't know, man.
Something.
Man,
it was a theatrical one, yeah. It was theatrical, distributed by Columbia Pictures.
Okay, well, I was really young when it came out, so maybe I just remember seeing it on TV is what I remember. But I did want to go back.
It played a lot on TV, too, though.
It did. I did want to go back to Eyeball, though, because you can get a Blu-ray of Eyeball. It's released by 88 Films in the UK. And,
yeah.
And you can get a $17 Blu-ray. Now, some of their Blu-rays will say Region 2 or Region B or whatever only, but you might do a little research, and it actually may be region free. So if you want to see Eyeball, that might be a good way to do it.
Yeah. I think I saw that when I pulled up Eyeball. It never been released in the U.S., but it is pretty out there, and I think France and the UK, it was pretty much out there available. So kind of weird how that happens sometimes,
Yep, it is. So let's go to the next one.
What you got?
Debuting on ABC March 4th, 1975, a made-for-television anthology horror film where Karen Black plays 4 separate roles in 3 tales. Thus the title, Trilogy of Terror, directed by Dan Curtis and based on stories by Richard Matheson.
Oh yeah.
This is a
Come
favorite.
on.
This is a definite favorite, and like I said, it's a made-for-TV movie, so that's fantastic.
Man, it was fantastic.
This is a great film, man.
I agree. Really enjoy this. Of course, the best telling is the one with the Zuni doll. Everybody knows the little Zuni doll. And they actually sold the screen used Zuni doll from this last year for $200,000 at auction.
Ooh, too rich for my blood.
10 times over the asking price. The estimate was 10,000. I heard Jordan Peele actually bought it, from what I heard. So
I wouldn't.
It's a lot of money for that. It surprised everybody because it was one of the highest prices ever paid for a film prop, and it was the damn Zuni doll from Trilogy of Terror. We're just like, what?
But it is truly iconic. So
it's truly iconic. But man, it sold up there with like a pair of ruby slippers for Wizard of Oz. It's like,
well, that's a little pricey.
It's amazing though. If I had $200,000, I would have bought it. And I would have just carried it around me everywhere and been like, "Hey guys, look what I got! Look at it! It's a Zuni doll.
Yeah,
it's alive."
Richard, I'm not sure if he is the original killer doll. I don't think so because I know there's a Twilight episode, Talkie Tina, where you have a killer doll, and then there's a dummy in Dead of Night. Who's like a killer dummy, and that was from the 30s, wasn't it? Dead of Night.
Dead of Night, yeah. There was a few. There was a couple of killer doll movies out there before then, but they definitely got, of course, bumped up after Child's Play. But there was some around there.
Yep. Let's watch the trailer for Trilogy of Terror. This is a cool trailer.
Oh yeah, the cool little TV spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, let's go.
Do I make you nervous, Doctor?
Karen Black, a major star, creates a television first.
There's a golden chain wrapped around it to keep the spirit from making the doll come to life.
Face to face with the unbearable unknown. Trilogy of Terror.
All right. That was the TV bumper preview, whatever you want to call it, from Trilogy of Terror.
Viewer discretion is advised.
We
did that before our show. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah. Don't let your kids watch this.
Don't let your kids watch it. They're going to scare the hell out of you.
They'll scare the hell out of you, baby.
We're going to scare you, guys.
We are going to scare the hell.
We're going to scare the hell out of you.
I just remember that like creeping me out as a kid. You know, Trilogy of Terror was always so much fun, and it still holds up well. That last one's the best though. The Zuni's the best one, but I love Karen Black. Ever since she sang opera in the back of my car, we've been dear to my heart.
And she's a great actress. I love how in the trailer
Fantastic,
they go. What did they say? Well-known actress. Like, this is a real, we got a real actress, everybody.
We got a real lady in this movie. A real actress, guys.
She's real.
Not even off the street.
Pretty...
She was in Flickr pictures and all kinds of stuff.
Wow, she was in big movies. We're moving on up here at ABC.
I have expected Udo Kier to show up and be like, I am Udo Kier, I am a real actor. I am movie.
I am real.
Real actor.
So, there are some people talking about the Zuni dolls that they've seen at the convention, Texas Frightmare Weekend. And those are put out by Collector's Crypt. If you go to look for them on Facebook, we actually just auctioned one of them off. They donated it for auction. And but they do have more, so you can go and you can find one and just message them. They'll take care of you.
Yeah, they make some great ones.
They do. All right, Charles, next one. This is another good one.
We got it. All right, guys. A jazz pianist and a wisecracking journalist are pulled into a complex web of mystery after the former witnesses the brutal murder of a psychic. Released March 7th, 1975. It is the Italian giallo, beautiful masterpiece, Deep Red, directed by Dario Argento, also known as The Hatchet Murders. Who doesn't love Deep Red?
Profondo Rosso.
Profondo Rosso.
This is a great flick.
Oh, I mean, this is it's a work of art from the Italian master himself. If you guys are ever in Rome, there's a store in Rome called Profondo Rosso, and in the basement they have a whole bunch of props from Dario Argento's movies. Awesome store, awesome place, and rightfully called Profondo Rosso. And this is a pure 100% Giallo movie. You got black gloves, you've got the color red everywhere. I mean, this is a work. I mean, it's Argento. It's a work of art. Some people say it's his best movie. A lot of critics say that. I still love me some Suspiria, but you know, this is a great movie.
It is a great movie. You've also got corner of a table eye trauma. You've got a puppet doll, a creepy puppet that is said to have inspired Billy the Puppet in Saw.
Yeah.
So this is a very, very influential film. The music is by Goblin, and you can hear the echoes of the inspiration of that music throughout horror today.
Very true. First film score Goblin ever did. First thing they ever did. Argento reached out to them because, originally somebody else had scored this, and Argento wasn't a fan of it. And Argento actually wanted Pink Floyd to do the score to this. He 100% wanted Pink Floyd to do this, and Pink Floyd was either not available or didn't want to do it.
Yeah. They're probably like, man, who is this Italian dude, man? We don't know this guy.
You're the Pink Floyd. You come, you make the music, the Floyd.
Oh,
the music,
no, man. We don't know who you are, Italian dude.
No,
do you have
Argento.
LSD, man? We need some acid.
Argento, I made the movie about the feathers, about the plumage. You know me, the
Oh,
plumage.
man, I'm having a flashback when you talk about
You
birds
remember
with plumage.
the plumage. I make it the plumage, and you come do the movie. You make the score with the stuff and the piggies. You come, you make it. No?
Okay, well, man, we got to go now. So, yeah, call those. There's some dudes that have a band called Goblin.
Who?
Call them.
The Goblin. That's you. Are you the Goblin?
No,
the Goblin. Yes,
yeah, well,
you.
yeah, man, it's our brothers. Bye.
Oh, where do you go? Hello. Hello, I am Argento. I'm making a movie. Hello. Who is the Goblin? I am calling Udo Kier. Udo Kier, they hung up on me. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. That was crazy. I do, but seriously, I do love Deep Red. It's fantastic.
Oh, it's a beautiful movie.
I remember the first time I ever saw it was on a VHS tape. It was called the Blood Red Hatchet Murders. Is that what it was called? The
Hatchet Murders. It was called
just
Hatchet
the
Murders.
Hatchet Murders. Yeah, it was. I just remember that.
It may have been other titles. I think it was one of those that had like 19 titles to it. They called it whatever they wanted to.
Oh, look, Meredith's here. Everybody stop everything. Meredith's here.
Oh, crap! Meredith, guys, hide your kids. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Meredith's here.
Hide your kids.
Right?
Hide your wife. Meredith is up here raping everybody.
That's what Meredith does. Meredith's
Welcome,
hard. Meredith is so hard.
She's hard. All right, so
I picked up a hell day to keep drinking. Woo!
Here's another one that I saw on TV.
What do you got?
I don't know if it was a TV movie or not. Probably not. But
You're a TV movie.
I remember seeing it on TV, and I was so excited.
I remember seeing you on TV.
You did see me on TV.
What do you got?
This next one is a scientist experiments with fire, starting mutant cockroaches freed by an earthquake. First debuted March 23rd, 1975 at the USA Film Fest in Big D, Dallas.
Yep.
It is the American film Bug, directed by Jano Schwartz or Schwark, I don't know how that's pronounced, and based on the
Schwartz is bigger than mine.
I've got the biggest Schwartz. And based on the 1973 novel The Hephaestus Plague. Now, why would you put some kind of word in there that nobody can pronounce? Ain't nobody can announce.
Because I want to see.
It's the
I want to
hepatitis
see how you
plague.
pronounce it.
It's the
I want to see how
hepatitis.
you pronounce it.
It's the hepatitis plague. The Hephaestus plague.
Guys, this movie's got
Hephaestus?
goddamn cockroaches that. This movie's got goddamn cockroaches that set shit on fire. What else do you want? This is the greatest movie ever made.
It is fantastic. Do you like this movie as much as I do, Charles?
This movie is fantastic. I love this movie. It's so
God.
ridiculous and awesome.
Me
The
too.
story that, my God, the plot sounds so ridiculous, and it is. It's just fantastic.
I'm glad to know that you like it, and now I'm not the only one, because I've grown up probably thinking this movie was legendary all of my life. We have a trailer. Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking too, and freaking William Castle wrote this damn movie. William Castle, who directed, The Tingler and 13 Ghosts and House on Haunted Hill. The same guy wrote this. Of course, it's awesome.
Exactly. Travis Brown called it the Heffalump plague. Okay.
Hephalumpus.
The
Hephalumps.
I want to play this trailer. I can't
Play
wait
it.
for everybody to see it. Here we go.
We need it. We need it.
It was a day like any other. The air hung heavy with the heat. Then it happened. A crack in the land that reached to the very bowels of the earth itself, spitting out the fires of hell. And the gleaming black bug that had no eyes and looked like a rock. It traveled in the exhaust pipes of cars, making fire, killing, and infesting the land with a burning terror. Wherever you turned, the bug was waiting, ready to grasp you in its soul-chilling grip of terror, to push you beyond human endurance, and leave you in a state of blood-boiling fear that will drag you to the brink of your sanity. One man was determined to learn its secrets, to discover how it grew and what it needed to survive.
The Parmiterras will eat only raw meat, any kind.
At first, it ate only ashes, but now it needed meat, and it would get that meat from whatever source it could. It was a creature from hell, and nothing could stop it. The bug lives. The bug grows. The ordinary becomes the extraordinary as the bug brings you the ultimate experience in terror. A terror so real, it will make your skin crawl, your heart pound, and your soul scream for release from the bug. You won't live alone if you live at all when the bug comes to your house.
We're gonna scare the hell out of you.
Oh, yeah, that's going to scare the hell out of you, Bug is.
Oh, it's going to scare the hell. You know what's funny about that, too? Is
Right.
when you guys are watching that, you got to pay attention because they reused the sets from the Brady Bunch in that movie.
What?
I'm not kidding you. They used the kitchen and living room set from the Brady Bunch when they filmed it. Same set.
No way. That's crazy.
I'm not kidding you. Yep.
Huh. Well, I think the greatest part is catching the cat on fire. That's fantastic.
That is fantastic. And I'm going to tell you guys, this movie is on Prime and it's on Hulu. You got to go watch Bug like right after this. Not right now because we're still on, but after.
Yeah, right after. I'm amazed.
Right after this.
I am truly, truly, truly amazed, though, that not as many people know about this movie.
It's so great. I mean, William Castle did it. William Castle's infamous.
He is infamous. Well, this one has the highest of all recommendations from Charles and I. Remember,
Yes.
we may recommend it because we love it, but you may not like it. Just remember
Doesn't
that.
mean it's good. Just means we like it. Doesn't mean it's a good movie. I'm just saying we like it.
We like it. It's on Prime and Hulu, like Charles said. So after the show run out, make
God.
this a #1 priority.
All right. We're moving on to one of our one of our next ones here, which is one of our Italian jump offs of an American film a little bit.
Yep.
All right. Two teenage girls. We got two of them, guys. Two teenage girls. Nothing good's gonna happen. All right. Two teenage girls traveling through Europe are forced into a nightmare of sexual assault and sadistic violence. Released in Italy, April 8th, 1975. It is the Italian revenge horror film called Night Train Murders. Directed by Aldo Lotto, also known as Late Night Trains. And here we go, guys. It was released in America. Released in America has The New House on the Left, Last House Part 2, and Second House on the Left, even though it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
To cash in on Wes Craven's movie. You gotta love that.
It's basically just a riff on
Violenza.
Yeah, it's basically just a riff on the rape and torture from Last House on the Left is basically what this movie is. It's
Like,
Last
we'll call
House
it
on the Left
Last
on a
House too.
train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the poster for this. This is like one of the most Italian posters that are ever been Italian right here. It's just Valencia, the ultimate treno della notte.
Yep.
This is actually a pretty good movie, though.
It is a
It's
good
actually
movie.
a pretty good movie.
It is a good movie. It is it's a little twisted and whatever, but it's a good flick. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's actually a really well made movie. It's definitely a cash on Last House on the Left. There's not a lot getting around that, but it's really well made. It's some people say it's difficult to watch. I don't think it's as difficult as Last House, but
Yeah.
it's got some really good scenes. It's very atmospheric, which we get with a lot of these movies. You got the play on the psychological horror. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun watch. I mean, if you like Last House, you like psychological movies, you like revenge horror, you gotta definitely check this one out.
Yeah, I recommend it definitely. And like I said earlier, the Italians loved ripping off anything that was very popular in America. They would just kind of ride that train, no pun intended, but they would ride that train on anything, man. And there's several of these Last House ripoffs. Just like when Alien came out, there were several Alien ripoffs, and then there were several Jaws ripoffs, and I mean it just over and over and over again. But I think that's fun. I love that. I love that the Italians did that because they you got to see an Italian spin on an American favorite. So I liked it.
Yeah, very true. Not familiar with this director either outside of this movie. I don't know off the top of my head anything else he did. So it probably wasn't much. So I wish I could say something else he did. But don't know. But I think like 4 or 5 people wrote this movie and he was one of them. But other than that, I just remember I liked this. Lots of good scenes. It's a fun watch. It's a good pairing with Last House. If you want a fun double feature, you can throw them both together.
Is it available for anybody to watch? Anywhere?
I checked. It's actually on Prime Video.
Okay, cool. So
surprisingly, I think under Prime Video it's under a different title because there's a bunch of different. I think it's under the Late Night Trains title.
Okay. Awesome. Well,
So,
there you
add it to your
go.
watch list.
All right. So next up, moving right along, this is a film that you don't hear a whole lot about, but it's a good one. It's kind of a little thriller. So here we go. A college professor begins experiencing recurring nightmares excuse me, of a place he has never seen, a woman he has never met, and a death so brutal and horrifying he must seek an end to the torment. Released April 25th, 1975, it is the American psychological horror film The Reincarnation of Peter Proud, directed by J. Lee Thompson.
I'm going to tell you the name of this movie and the poster for this makes it kind of look like a gay porn movie. I'm just going to put it out there for you, okay?
And there's nothing wrong with that, but yeah, I mean...
No, nothing wrong with that at all. I actually had never seen this until you recommended it, Lloyd, so I actually watched it I watched it yesterday, actually.
Okay.
And so it's pretty fresh in my head. I watched it while I was working, but I saw the recommendation from you, and I pulled up the poster, and I was like, "Oh, Lloyd, you saucy!" I was like, "Let's do it, Lloyd."
What are you into, Lloyd?
What are you into, Lloyd? We're changing formats. I'm so excited.
So this movie has Margot Kidder.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only hook you need. Margot Kidder, great actress. She's great in this movie. This is something that I recommend, just based on that. But it's a good flick. It was really, really, really hard to find for a long time. And then Kino Lorber finally put it out on Blu-ray. You can get it for about $20, right?
Yeah, Kino Lorber actually did a 4K resto print of it, so it's really, really nice. And yeah, like Charles Anderson said, very great score from Jerry Goldsmith. Jerry Goldsmith, super, super renowned composer. You know, we've talked about him a lot already. He's done all kinds of freaking movies. I mean, you name it, he did it. But this is a great one. I watched this, and did you put the poster up yet so everybody can see it? Because the poster's great.
Let me pull it up here.
Please, so people can see what I'm talking about when
There
I said
it
this.
is.
'Cause I pulled the title up and I pulled the poster up, and I was like, "Oh, nice, Lloyd. Peter Proud, proud."
There
Down.
it is.
But it's actually, I watched it for the first time. I probably could have paid more attention to it, but it seemed very like it's a very intellectual film. Pretty creepy. Had really great cinematography. I noticed there were a lot of really, really great shots in it. Great score. Great story, though. I mean, it had an interesting story in it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It
I
really
recommend
is.
just giving it a watch. It's one I wish I probably would have watched earlier because it's kind of up my alley. These like kind of smart intellectual horror films that kind of tell this grandiose tale, and it's got a lot going for it. So pretty spooky though. It's got a really fun story.
Yep, I really agree.
You didn't see a lot. It was pretty original. You didn't see a lot that kind of followed this. There was more that kind of followed this sort of theme in the 80s, but not really around this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and it's one of those where you learn a little bit about reincarnation too, or the idea behind reincarnation. Mm-hmm. So very cool, very, very, very highly recommended from me. Here's one that I had you put on the list. The next one. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I moving too fast?
Dude, you're so quick. You know, you're just like you're all fast. You're like
they
call you
that's
Mr.
me.
Fast. You're like
I'm the fast guy.
Woo! You're a fast guy. Woo! Woo! Look her.
What's next, Charles? Let's go. Next up.
Let's go. Son of a bitch. Let's go. All right. Yeah, no. I know the next one you put up, and I actually like the one that you put up next. I like this one. I don't know if I would have put it up myself.
Mm-hmm.
I may have regretted it, but I actually like this one. A beautiful artist moonlights as a vampire while in Mexico, and it seems that the only person that could stop her reign of terror is her father, who is also a vampire. Released May 2nd, 1975. It is an American-Mexico co-produced film. Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary. Directed by Juan Lopez Moctezuma. Moctezuma. Moctezuma directed this, guys. Juan Lopez Moctezuma.
Okay, so
no, actually, this director, I know this director. This director is kind of known for Mexican supernatural horror suspense films. I know his movies. This is a fun movie, though. This is a fun movie. I'm glad you added this one, Blake. Go ahead.
It's a fun movie. I like to mention movies like this that aren't as well known and are pretty decent movies. And I like to also bring up Mexican horror films as well, because I don't think they get enough love and enough praise. And Moctezuma actually was the director of something that a lot more people already know, and that's Alucarda. Alucarda, I think, is more more known than Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary. But
I agree.
Alucarda is a great trippy film. If you've never seen Alucarda, Definitely check it out. Alucarda backwards literally spells a Dracula. So
Yeah. This director did some fun movies. He did one in the 80s called To Kill a Stranger that's actually pretty good. It's more of a crime drama film, but that one was actually really good too. But Mary Mary Bloody Mary is a fun take on the vampire tale because it's a little bit different than what other people were doing. By 75, vampire movies were drained. No pun on that, but they were.
They were drained. Yeah.
Fun movie though. A lot of people don't talk about it. It's a fantastic. Like weekend rental, and it's got this fantastic chase scene in it that's set to bongo music. So
yeah, that's true.
It's true. It does.
I don't know if you can still get it, but this did get released by Code Red on Blu-ray. So I'm sure you can find a title on eBay. A copy on eBay if you can't find it anywhere else. But I bought a copy of it when it came out, and Code Red just had a horrible, terrible distribution when they were releasing this stuff. So you had to buy it right from their website, and that was it. And that was the only way to get them. So they sold a lot of stuff, but
yeah. I looked and I couldn't find one, but I did see that there was a Code Red release, but all it said was limited and had a bunch of X's on it, and then I couldn't find it for sale anywhere, so I was just like, screw it, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this one in a while. I would like to see this again. I probably haven't seen this in like 15 years. It's one I would like to watch again, so I'll probably try to hunt down a copy of it.
One way you might be able to find it, for those that are out there listening, is go to the darkforcesuperstore.com, and they have taken over distributing a lot of their stuff. So I don't know, you may find one pop up. I'm looking at their website right now and I don't see any, but the reason I know is because Code Red distributed Nail Gun Massacre. And Bloody Mary came out around the time Nail Gun Massacre came out.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah. So, what else on that one, Charles? Anything else you want to say about it?
No. Yeah, definitely recommend checking it out. And I did jump on Dark Force Superstore. Good call on that because they actually have it available.
Oh, they do? Okay. Good.
Yeah. So I'd say go get it. Do it.
There you go. Sending a little business over to Dark Force Superstore.
Yeah, Dark Force, this is for you.
This is for you, baby. All right, next up, Charles. This is... Oh, my God. This is a huge
This
deal.
is like so... This is nobody... This is one of those dumb movies nobody's ever watched. Nobody cares about.
So, let's see if they can guess by the description.
All right.
The first 4 words give it all away.
Donna.
What did you say? What was that, Charles? Huh?
I just cleared my throat.
Oh, okay. When a killer shark unleashes chaos on a beach community, it's up to a local sheriff and his trusty Indian sidekick. No, I just made that up. It's up to a local...
And 2 priests.
Yeah.
2 priests, an Indian sidekick, and a gypsy.
Yeah. It's up to a local sheriff, a marine biologist, and an old seafarer to hunt the beast down. Released June 20th, 1975. It is Jaws, directed by Steven Spielberg, based on Peter Benchley's 1974 novel of the same name, Jaws.
Y'all know me. Know how I earn a living. I'll catch this bird for you, but it ain't gonna be easy. Bad fish. Not like going out in the pond chasing bluegills and Tommy cords. No. I know this movie. I know this movie scene by scene, line by line, back and forth. This is a movie I completely 100% grew up on.
Well, I saw this in the theater when it first came out, if that tells you anything about my age.
Have you watched the 4K of this? It's so fantastic.
I have the 4K, but I haven't watched it yet.
It's so fantastic. It's so great.
I'll tell you something. I know this is going to sound like sacrilege, but as a kid, I loved this movie and watched it whenever I had a chance. As I've gotten older, I find it somewhat boring sometimes.
Really?
I do.
still love it.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
watch this a few times a year, and I just love this movie. The pacing in it's so fantastic. It really, I can kind of say that, maybe it gets kind of maybe drawn out a little bit, but man, the last part of the movie when they're first on they board that ship and they're on that boat together to the end. Oh my God, it's such a fantastic piece of filmmaking. The acting in it, everything.
Yeah. Well, look. I know this is held in high regard, and I do know why. And I should go back and watch it again. It's been a couple of years, but I'll go back and try it. Maybe it's just because as a kid, man, it was Jaws it seemed like the first movie that they just wore the F out. You know what I mean?
They played a lot. They still played a lot. I mean, it seems like anytime there's any kind of throwback screening, it's Jaws. Like, it's always the first thing they grab. Yeah, I think if you Google it now, it's playing at like 19 theaters, like, because it's one of the movies they have playing, like when they open back up. It's just how it is. But I do love the movie. As you get older, like you said,
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. No.
No. But I can get what you're saying. As you start to understand more about film and filmmaking, it does seem like three different movies in one, because if you pace it out, it seems like different people directing different parts of it. Of course, it's all Spielberg, but that's what interesting thing about it is it feels like you have it start here, then it goes to like this completely different tonality, then it ends completely different. And it's not something you see a lot. And I always enjoy it, but man, the last like 45 minutes of this movie are just awesome. So great.
Yep.
Well, don't forget about the score.
The score is fantastic. That is a legendary score, man. Talk about legendary scores. I mean, you even used it to tease it just now. So it's
everybody knows it. It's one of those things. Yeah, this is John Williams. John Williams, of course, everybody's like, John Williams created Star Wars. I'm like, no, John Williams created freaking Jaws. Don't you forget?
Yep.
I don't care. And
and would that movie have been, it would have still been a great movie, but would it have been as good without that score?
It's so simple. It's like a few tones and it's just creepy.
Yep.
It just sits in everybody's head forever.
So, and there's another thing that I want to bring up while we talk about Jaws. There is a faction of people who say Jaws is not a horror movie.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, and I got to disagree. I see why they say that, but it is definitely a horror movie. It's a creature feature, only it's a real creature.
Yeah, I think I could get why some people say it, but this movie, the scenes when they're in the water, it's 100% horror,
Yep.
I think it's as much horror as anything else. Beautiful film, great cast. Robert Shaw as Quint is like one of the best performances of like all time, in my opinion, is Quint. He's so fantastic.
Yeah. Well, there's something else we have to talk about with Jaws, and Jaws was one of those movies that inspired a giant wave of movies around the world. American, Italian, you name it, every country made a Jaws ripoff of some sort. And not just killer sharks, but it inspired a wave of nature attacks films, Bears Attack and, whatever, there was Grizzly and all these movies that came after it about nature runs amok.
Yeah, it did. Everybody was trying to make nature runs amok movies after this, and it was Jaws. And like you said, they were trying to rip off shark movies too.
Yeah.
It stuck around for like a decade. It was there. They were trying to pull anything they could to get people in theater seats,
you still see it. Still to this day, there's Jaws ripoffs and Jaws inspired, Sharknado, for God's sake. Would we have Sharknado without Jaws? No, I don't think so.
Some people say that, and it's even kind of been said that the whole premise of Alien was inspired by Jaws too.
I can see that.
O'Bannon even said some of his ideals kind of were influenced by the Jaws pacing a lot. And if you put those movies together, you can kind of see it. It's really similar.
Yeah, it really is. All right, man. You've got a cool one coming up. Number
I love this
10
one,
on the
too.
list.
All right, guys. Two couples vacationing together in an RV that is a recreational vehicle. Sorry, that there's an RV, Lloyd. All
Well,
right?
what does them two letters mean, Charles?
That there is a recreational vehicle. That is a vehicle that you use for recreational purposes, Lloyd.
Oh, boy, howdy.
You
I
ever
thought
seen somebody? I fancy. I got a recreational vehicle, an RV.
I thought it stood for Red Velvet.
It does, because that's the nickname of my RV, Red Velvet.
Oh, hell.
You know that? You know what I say, boy? When Red Velvet's a rocking, don't you come a knocking, Lloyd, okay? I'm going to put that out there. Now, what the hell are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Two couples vacationing together in their recreational vehicle from Texas to Colorado are terrorized after they witness a murder during a satanic ritual. Released June 27, 1975. It is the American action horror film Race with the Devil, directed by Jack Starrett. Can also be considered a carsploitation movie as well. So,
there you go.
Race with the Devil.
I forgot. I messed up big time. I forgot to put the Jaws poster up, so I'm going to put that up. What in the hell is them letters up there on this here? I don't recognize them scrawlings. What is that?
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Lloyd. There's these other countries that got their own letters, and they make their own languages, Lloyd. It's weird, right?
You mean like West Virginia?
Yeah, like West Virginia. And Canada. You know?
And Canada?
Yeah, you know, the rootin' tootin'est people you can think of, man. All right? Rootin' tootin's the words of the day. Rootin' tootin'. Okay?
Tootin'.
Rootin' tootin'.
There you go.
This is a Thai poster. It's a Thailand poster. My favorite poster that Jaws came out, you know, every poster for Jaws was basically the same thing of the shark. This is one of the few ones that expanded a little bit and gave us a little bit more hand-drawn art.
Yeah.
Love this poster. It's really beautiful, really well done.
Yep. And this is this basic poster art is something that's been ripped off a million times too. So
yeah,
there you go.
Still to this day, it's being used.
So back to the Devil's Run.
Race with the Devil.
Race with the Devil.
The Devil's Run, guys. The devil don't like recreational vehicles. He says they for the people who don't believe.
Running with the Devil by Van Halen.
Running with the Devil by Van Halen. All right. Yeah, Race with the Devil is actually a really, really, really well-made movie. This was like, if they could bring this back to drive-ins nowadays, everything going on, it'd be fantastic. This is the perfect drive-in movie.
It is
really
perfect. Yeah, it certainly is. I love this movie. I didn't see this movie until probably, I don't know, 15 years ago. And I was so glad that I did. It's one of those that I'd always wanted to see, but it used to be hard to find too. It was another movie that I think got VHS, and it just took forever to get another format out.
Yeah, yeah.
So, do you want to play the trailer for Race with the Devil?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's roll the trailer for that one.
All right, here we go.
Two men on a dream vacation witness an unspeakable evil.
I sure think they killed her. Frank, they've seen it.
And get trapped in an unbelievable nightmare.
We saw somebody murdered. They're chasing us.
20th Century Fox presents Race with the Devil. There was nowhere they could hide. There was no one they could trust. There was nothing they could do but run and fight.
Shoot him, Frank!
And race with the devil. Peter Fonda, Warren Oates, Loretta Swit, Lara Parker. When you race with the devil, you better run for your life. Rated PG.
We're gonna scare the hell out of you.
Carsploitation, Charles, or recreational vehicle exploitation.
RV exploitation is going to be my new term of the day.
Oh,
RV
yeah.
exploitation. You know, this I'm always a big fan of the director of this. So Jack Starrett did a lot of fun movies, but he was also a good actor too. But he did some. He did a couple of blaxploitation films. He did one of my favorite ones called Cleopatra Jones, which is a fantastic movie. But other than that, yeah, I mean, Jack Starrett was an actor. He was in Blazing Saddles. He played Gabby Johnson.
They are gonna scare the hell out
he
of
also,
you.
I always remember him in First Blood, Rambo movie. He was one of the deputy sergeants, Art, in that movie.
Yeah.
But Race of the Devil it's actually a really, really well made movie. Jack Starrett, I think, was a really underappreciated director. He had a fantastic styling. His style was all his own. He made a lot of movies like this. They kind of got lost in time,
They did. You're right about that. And that's definitely what happened with Race with the Devil. And fortunately, what do we got home video wise for this movie?
Not much. I looked it up, and you can actually get it on Prime. So Prime, there's a rental for like $4, which, nowadays for some reason Prime seems to have everything.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure why, but there is a Blu-ray out. I was trying to remember who brought out the Blu-ray, but there is a Blu-ray that's out. I think it's out of print, but it wasn't very expensive. I looked it up, and you can actually get it on the perfect double disc. That's why I looked at it, because it's on a double feature with Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry.
Yes.
So there's a double feature Blu-ray, which is oh my God, it's another fantastic movie.
It's on Amazon. It's $14.99 for that double feature Blu-ray. So that's not a bad price. But the way they list it is crazy. If you type in Race with the Devil and look in movies, then they show you the DVD first. And then underneath you have to click on multi-format. It's like they're trying to trick people into buying DVDs or something. I don't know.
Nobody wants your Nobody wants your DVD. Come on. Nobody
wants your dang old DVD.
I think we got to give away a copy of this tonight on Blu-ray. I really think we do.
Awesome.
I think we got to give away this one, because if I love something as much as I love horror, it's exploitation, specifically car exploitation. The fact you guys can watch this and Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, I feel like I am doing an injustice if I don't let people experience those.
That would be an injustice, Charles. Somebody has to get a hold of this. So you want me to do the next one? You ready to go to the next one?
You know what, Lloyd? You're such a stud. I think you need to, because this movie is about you. The next one. Oh, I was going to mention Race of the Devil is filmed in Texas. It's a Texas movie.
Boom.
Filmed outside of San Antonio.
Where else could you film a movie like this?
Canada, probably.
All right, next up.
All right. What is it, Lloyd?
A small-time boxer gets a supremely rare chance to fight a heavyweight champion in a bout in which he strives to go the distance for his self-respect. We are talking about the classic Sylvester Stallone film, Rocky.
Oh, wow. I'm excited. What a great horror movie.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, I think Rocky came out in 76, didn't it?
Oh, wait just a second. It's not Rocky. Let me go back to the list here. Yeah.
I think Rocky came out in 76.
I read this wrong, Charles. Oh, how embarrassing. A newly engaged couple's vehicle.
It's Rocky. Who?
A newly engaged couple's vehicle breaks down in an isolated area and must seek shelter at the bizarre residence of Dr. Frankenfurter. Opening in...
You actually you skipped one, Lloyd. You
I did?
A skipper.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You're drunk, Lloyd.
I'm not drunk. I haven't drank anything tonight. We're just gonna do this. You're out, Charles. That's it. I'm doing this one anyway. Opening August 14th, 1975 at the Rialto Theatre in London. It is the Rocky Horror Picture Show, directed by Jim Sharman, based on the musical stage production, The Rocky Horror Show. What do y'all think about that? The Rocky Horror Picture Show. You quit. It's the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Time warp. There it is. There's your poster, Charles.
All right,
I got it up on the screen.
I bet. I work here. All right, I'm back. All right.
That's a perfect mask. I love it.
Right, we're doing the time warp, guys.
There you go.
Let's do the time warp again. So for those that don't know, Charles used to perform at a midnight show of Rocky Horror Picture Show. I used to do my thing. I'm too old now to do it, but I used to be able to put my leg up, and I used to be Dr. Scott, and I'd be like, for the thrills. I can't do it anymore. Sorry. I'm getting old.
Put your hands on your hips.
Woo! It's just a jump to the left.
We used to go see this in high school at one of which you're talking about, where they did the shadow cast, and we had a bunch of fun with this. By the way, before we go on, I want to thank Richard Nettleton. He just super chatted us $5, and he said they are going to scare the hell out of you.
Listen, my man.
I'm confused. So tell us.
I'm so excited.
Tell us about Rocky Horror Picture Show, Charles, because this was yours to introduce, and I screwed it up.
You know what? It's all right. Rocky Horror Picture Show is infamous. You know, it lives on to this day, but Rocky Horror Picture Show wasn't a success when it first came out at all. It slowly built up that cult following through midnight screenings.
Let me say thank you real quick to Bob White. He just super chatted us $5 too. Thank you, Bob. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it, Bob. Yeah, I mean, this movie, like, literally has continuously been playing in one form or another in theaters since 1975. It really has, and
yeah,
it's great. Of course, you know, we've got Richard O'Brien, who plays Riff Raff in it.
Yes.
Is the guy who wrote all of this. He wrote, this is his baby. It kind of surprises me how many people don't know that. I'm like, no, when you're watching this, Riff Raff is the guy who made all this. It's crazy. Right. He's the guy who wrote these songs.
What about
so
the
catchy,
sequel?
And I love it. Shock treatment. Yeah. No. Talking about Rocky Horror Picture Show here. All right.
Okay, just checking.
But I mean, I love Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like I said, I used to do a shadow cast of it as Dr. Scott. In my youth, we're talking like 20 years ago, guys. I'm old now.
Yeah.
But people still do the shadow casts, like you said. They still do it.
Yep. To this day.
I still listen to this, like the music from it. I still listen to the music from this. Still, it's sometimes on like nonstop in the back of my office when I'm working. It'll just be on. You know, it's Tim Curry is fantastic. Let me some Tim Curry.
Oh my God,
there's my Tim Curry autograph right there.
Tim Curry's
Tim Curry
amazing.
autograph, guys.
I don't know. I mean, he's well known for this role.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge part of his career. You can't mention Tim Curry without mentioning this movie.
Tim Curry is one of the best actors ever, and he's a phenomenal singer. He's always great on Broadway if you watch some of his Broadway performances. And yeah, what else can you say about Rocky Horror Picture Show? It's Rocky Horror Picture Show. There's no way we could not, go through 1975 and fail to mention this movie.
Completely agree. I don't know. It's been remade. I never saw the remake. I don't know anything about it, but I'm sure it's not as great as this one. I mean, why would you even want to remake?
I love
this
Tim
movie?
Curry.
'Cause this is a movie that it was made for midnight screenings, and that's just all there is to it.
Tim Curry is one of the all-time greatest people I've ever met doing Frightmare, guys. From the time I met him at the airport, I sat in his room with him. Tim Curry is one of the people that made me who I am today with a lot of his performances, a lot of his roles. And, doing Frightmare, there was a part where, he actually asked for me by name to come up and help him with something. And that's like surreal experiences, have stuff like that. When Tim Curry was like, is Charles going to come over here and help? And I was like, why, yes, I am. I'm like, I don't even know what we're doing.
Yeah.
But we're going to do it. And then he was nice enough, like I said, to sign my arm so I could get it tattooed on me, which he didn't even think was weird. He was like, "All right, let's do it." So,
That's awesome. He's a cool dude. I was at a vinyl record store the other day, and I found some old Tim Curry albums, which I never even knew existed. But
yeah, they're good.
There they were.
They're good.
Yep.
Yeah. So definitely fantastic.
Well, speaking of the time warp,
go.
let's time warp back to the one that I skipped.
Guys,
you go ahead and take that one.
Lloyd gets so excited about some movies, he just says, "Screw the agenda we make." He's like, "I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want. I'm doing what I want. I'm Blood Crier, guys.
That's what I did.
Blood Crier."
No, Rocky Horror Picture. Todd Seeley asked, yes, it was remade. It was a TV remake,
made for TV.
Yeah, and what was that? A couple of years ago. Yeah. Who cares?
I couldn't get through it.
Right?
It's like, who cares? It's like, I don't know. Who cares? All right. Who gives a crap? All right. So the next one is about 3 orphan children strike gold in 1878 California. It is the comedic family horror western, The Apple Dumpling Gang.
All right.
Directed by Norman Tokare. Really creepy movie with Bill Bixby as a pedophile. Don Knotts is in it. Let me go back to our agenda. I'm just going off the top of my head.
Oh my God.
A murdered family's patriarch seeks revenge upon an Arizona coven that captures souls and worships Satan. Released August 7th, 1975. It is The Devil's Rain. Blame it on the rain. Yeah. Ooh.
I'm doing the Milli Vanilli dance.
And starring William Shatner, Ernest Borgnine, and Tom Skerritt. Oh, Lord. The Devil's Rain.
John Travolta.
As well as John Travolta in his first film debut, feature, whatever the hell you want to call it, The Devil's Rain. The Devil is Raining.
Anton LaVey is also in this movie.
Yeah, this is a movie, guys. A movie that came out. This is a motion picture. Yeah. No, Borgnine plays a goat in it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, he plays a goat in it.
MPE Tree 7 tip
Meredith,
$20.
Tip.
You guys are killing it tonight.
I was trying not to talk over it. Meredith, she says we're killing it tonight. She put the tip in, $20. Thank you, Meredith. You're awesome.
Crap.
We're killing it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm killing it, baby.
We appreciate
I'm killing
that.
it.
So Devil's Rain. Ernest Borgnine plays a goat. William Shatner
he plays a goat in it.
Surprised all the time about the atrocities that are happening. Right?
Yeah. I saw one reference to this movie that referred to it as the airplane of horror movies because of the cast. Because everybody who's in this damn movie. And that's true. Everybody's in it.
Yeah.
It really does amaze you that they could get... These were high-profile actors at this time, and they got all of them in this movie called The Devil's Rain.
Yeah.
It's not like this was like a huge budget movie. It's like they got them all in here. But
did you mention
Borgnine is
Eddie
fantastic
Albert?
with his goat horn. Huh?
Did you mention Eddie Albert?
Oh, I didn't. I was waiting for it.
Green
Eddie
Acres. Eddie Albert. Green Acres. Eddie Albert. Ida Lupino.
It's the place to
is
be.
also in it. From High Sierra.
Lisa Todd. Yeah.
My God.
Lisa Todd did a lot of movies back that time period. Keenan Wynn did, he was a well-known actor at the time. Keenan Wynn's in this. He was in Doctor Strangelove. This movie has like everybody in this was in stuff. Like the whole cast. Everybody.
Richard Nettleton super chatted us $6.66.
Oh.
Unfortunately, that did not summon the devil because you have to do it at that link. You have to donate through the Streamlabs link. So, thank you guys. Thank you, Richard. We'll try to get the devil up in a minute for you. Sorry, it didn't work.
Scare the hell out of you.
Let's get back to the Devil's Rain.
We got a trailer for this, don't we? Because
We both said
Borgnine's a
that at
goat
the
in this movie,
same
guys.
time. We're like, just play the
Well,
trailer.
Look, you don't need anything else. All you have to know is Ernest Borgnine's in this. He plays a goddamn goat, and William Shatner's in it. So it's on Prime.
Boom.
Like,
Here's a trailer.
Done. All right.
His face.
That wasn't your father.
It was his face.
The Devil's Reign, starring Academy Award winner Ernest Borgnine, Eddie Albert, William Shatner, Keenan Wynn, and Ida Lupino as Mrs. Preston. Watch them become a melting hell on earth when The Devil's Reign, rated PG.
All right. Bryanston presents. So is this the Bryanston that released Chainsaw and Deep Throat?
Yeah.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah. And the same thing happened with this movie. Ernest Borgnine never got paid for this movie. They said they stipped him on this movie. The whole movie was made out of mafia money as well, just like Chainsaw.
Wow. Well, you know, I guess if you're the mafia, you can make a movie and not pay people and be like, what are you going to do about it, huh?
Man.
What you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
Call somebody?
Ernest Borgnine.
Borgnine. You think you happy because you at McHale's Navy? Get out of here.
McHale's Navy.
Get out of
ass.
here.
I'll throw a damn 38 special up your ass.
He gonna make me offer. He gonna make me an offer. I couldn't refuse. He said he come to me on his boat now. He come to me on my daughter's birthday. He says, "Look, I want to make it a movie," and I gave him all the money, but I not pay. No.
What are you gonna do though? Really? What are you gonna do? It's a fucking mafia. I didn't get paid. Well, shit. I guess that sucks.
Who cares?
That would be my response if I was Ernest Borgnine. I'd be like, "Oh, you say that's the mafia and they didn't pay me? Well, I guess I lost that money. I'll see y'all later."
I guess I lost that money. It's the same mafia who tried to tell Toby Hooper that Chainsaw made like $36 in theaters. They're like, it made like $26 million. He's like, no, it made $14, dude.
Yeah,
you got no money.
Sorry.
It's like, oh, okay.
Sorry, Toby Hooper. Toby Hooper, my ass.
All right. Toby Hooper, my ass. I'll put my hopping Hooper up your ass. Get out of here.
I'll put Italian leather shoes up your ass sideways.
Woo! Italian leather shoes. You a saucy son bitch.
That's
Woo!
right.
Woo!
Boom. So it's my turn again, Charles. It's my turn. I'm not going to skip it.
What? You got one of my favorites. Do it.
Here we go.
Do it.
The lust of a Nazi medical camp commander matches her sadistic nature.
Yes.
First released in Japan August 16th, 1975. This is the Canadian Nazi exploitation film She-Wolf of the SS, directed by Don Edmonds. Ilsa Movies.
It is Ilsa. My God, this movie.
Tell us about this movie.
I've always loved this movie. Oh my God, I've always loved this movie. But me being a white man with no hair, I cannot have a T-shirt or a poster from this movie anywhere because all they have is giant swastikas on it, and I can't walk around with a T-shirt with a swastika on it whatsoever, even if it's for a movie.
That would be unfortunate. That would be unfortunate. Yes,
it would be unfortunate. Nazi exploitation movies were their own subgenre of crazy films that you can like, but you can't advertise anything about these damn movies anyway.
You can't talk about it. You can't talk about it.
You can't talk about Nazi exploitation. This movie, very notorious, very controversial. Lots of sadistic torture scenes involving genitalia being destroyed. Oh, God. Diane Thorne is so fantastic as Ilsa. She died this year, and I always wanted to meet her. She was so fantastic as Ilsa. They made sequels to this that are just as equally crazy. We have a short trailer for this one, too. But
okay, let's watch it. Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS.
The ultimate in screen terror. The horror that was the Nazi nightmare explodes on the screen. Because of the shocking nature of many scenes in this film, it is definitely not recommended for the squeamish or easily offended.
Okay.
Film.
So you're saying this is the original Nazi exploitation? We're back, by the way, Charles.
Oh, we're back. Are you sure?
Yes, we are back.
This is the original Nazi exploitation film. These were spawned. These were influenced by some other Italian movies. There's a giallo film called "In the Folds of Flesh" that has a flashback to a Nazi gas chamber. There's it kind of played off the women in prison genre that we saw start with some of Corman's movies like Big Dollhouse.
Yeah.
But this is the original Nazi exploitation movie. This is the first movie that dared make something like this to this degree off of Nazis. And this is not a European movie. This is a movie produced in Canada and filmed entirely in the United States. This is not a Euro movie. Not only that, this movie was filmed completely on the set of Hogan's Heroes. Completely.
I had no idea.
The whole movie.
I love some of the taglines. Let me see if I can find it again. I was just looking at it. Something about even the SS feared her. Okay.
And her character is loosely based on a real woman. No, her character is loosely based on a real lady, the Witch of Buchenwald. Ilsa Kuch was her name. Ilsa Kuch, K.O. Koch, Ilsa Koch, but loosely based on her. She was the wife of this Nazi officer in Buchenwald concentration camp she was known for being insane, sexual, crazy, torturous woman. It's loosely based on her, a real person.
Yeah. David, yes, this
and
is
like
how
I said,
Rob
this was
Zombie
actually
got
filmed.
the
This is
idea for his fake trailer in Grindhouse. Yes, this and several other
Werewolf Women
crazy,
of the SS.
crazy. There's a bunch. This is a whole subgenre, guys. Nazi exploitation. There's so much of it out there. Lots of Italian stuff. The Beast in Heat is one that I can think of right off the top of my head. So there's just tons of them.
Yeah. So like I said, I still think it's funny. So this is, if you watch this is completely the set from Hogan's Heroes. All 7 seasons of Hogan Heroes. This is the Nazi set they built for Hogan's Heroes. Why it was filmed there is because after Hogan's Heroes went off the air, they needed to get rid of the set because there wasn't really a demand for a Nazi prison camp in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So, but getting rid of the set was expensive. So they had to dismantle this huge set. And then they heard that they wanted to film this movie. And then they said, well, at the end of the movie, we want to burn down the prison camp. And they were like, Jesus, yes. I'm like, do it. That's what happened.
We're in.
So,
that's a great idea.
We're totally in. But yeah, I mean, we could get into a lot of Nazi exploitation movies. Like I said, there's some ones that maybe before this, some people say they were 100%. There's, Love Camp 7 came out in late 60s, but I mean, exploitation really started with this. And then you've got stuff like Nazi Love Camp 27, Gestapo's Last Orgy was another one.
Also, that one's also known as Caligula reincarnated as Hitler.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There's a lot of them. They're all sexploitation, Nazi exploitation. Like, there's one that's called SS Love Camp, I think was another one.
Mm-hmm. There's a ton of them, man.
Yeah.
You could
there's
name
a ton
them
of them
all night.
we could do a whole show on these, but
we won't. Out of good taste, we will not.
Out of good taste, we won't. And I'll tell you guys, none of them, this is probably one of the best. They're not. I don't like playing this off of this, Nazi exploitation. No, it's a part of film history. Some of these movies are part of film history. It's part of the exploitation genre. A lot of these movies, out of good taste, I won't talk about just because I don't like throwing humor into some of these movies. But Ilsa, She-Wolf, and the SS, I think is a necessary watch for anybody because if you want a whole holistic understanding of the exploitation genre, you do need to see an example of every one of these movies. And if you're going to watch any Nazi exploitation movie, you're going to want to watch She-Wolf of the SS. That's going to be the one you're going to watch.
Yeah.
I won't recommend, and I won't recommend, and I probably won't ever even talk about any of the other ones outside of us talking about Ilsa again, but they're there. All right?
They are there. They are there. And there's a lot of them out there. And there was a box set. Anchor Bay actually released a box set of the Ilsa movies. It was like a 3-movie box set. And it's super hard to find. Any of these Nazi exploitation movies are super hard to find now. Probably for good cause, but anyway.
Well, Ilsa, like I noted, though, Ilsa was released on a limited edition in Germany that was 333 copies only in Germany. I tried to find one because just for sake of having one, because we are interested in doing like a movie media auction at some point. I really wanted to get one to put in the auction because it is something people want. I found a guy who had one in Poland, but he wanted $500 for it. So
no, thank you.
I was like, no. Yeah. So we're good with that. So it's not worth that money. It's worth a watch, but only if you can find it for low.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one, Charles. This one's pure porn.
No.
This is a porn movie, basically.
No. You're a dirty bird, Lloyd.
I know I
am. Yeah. Is it me now?
It's you, baby.
Yeah. This movie is softcore porn. That's what it is. But a woman travels out to the French countryside to meet with the family of the man she will soon marry, unaware that a mysterious beast is stalking the vicinity. Released in France, August 2075, it is the French erotic horror film The Beast, directed by Valerian Borakakis. Barkix.
Valerian Borowicz.
Yeah.
Borowicz.
Valerian Borowicz. It's Valerian Borowicz, because what it is. But
it's a Polish.
This is the. I'm going to tell you guys that it took Charles quite a long time to find a piece of media that I could show you that is not pornographic for this movie.
Yeah.
It took me many times. The posters are pornographic. There's a scene where it's a lower half of a nude woman, and there's like a beast grabbing at her, and I'm like, can't show that one. There's another one where it's a woman bent over showing her goods with a beast going after her, and I'm like, oh, I can't show that one.
Yeah.
Then I tried to pull a trailer up for this, and the trailers were like porn, and I was like, where did this play on? I'm like, no, can't show that. Can't show this. Then I was like, Lloyd, I can't show this movie.
You know, I only bring this up because Valerian is he's a well-known director. You know, he did a lot of stuff. A lot of it's kind of artsy, but he did Immoral Tales as well as The Beast. He did The Story of Sin. He did Behind Convent Walls. Immoral Tales is described as an erotic collection of short stories, an anthology comprised of tantalizing tales about sexual desire and its diverse manifestations. So he's a well-known Polish director. This movie, though, is basically Bigfoot has sex with a woman. Can we say that?
That's basically what it is. If you guys want to know what this is, on your free time, feel free to Google this movie with the safe filter search off of Google. You'll get some interesting posters.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, oh, that worked.
It's a crazy movie, but the cinematography is beautiful. Everything about a Valerian Borowicz film, they're beautiful. They're beautiful films, but they are very sexual and weird, right? Would you say that,
like
Charles?
you said, that was most of his movies. Most of his movies were beautiful, artistic, softcore porn films.
Yep.
It's like if Steven Spielberg worked for Skinamax, like late night movies. That's kind of what they are. They're fantastically made movies. He did quite a few. You know, he did, and they were all French movies, but he did a take on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I believe, as well. That was a sex movie.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name of it, but I remember watching it.
It's The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Miss Osborne.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah. He did an Emmanuel movie. Of course, a lot of people did Emmanuel movies.
Yeah, we did a lot of Emmanuel movies. I know he did The Margin, which was another one. The Margin was it's a drama film, but I remember that was the first one of his movies I ever saw, and I couldn't figure out if I was watching porn or an art piece. Like I was like, okay.
It's kind of like that. That's what it is. But they are really beautifully shot movies, and a lot of them are period pieces. So there's a lot of extravagant costumes and.
Richard, I'm sorry, Richard. Richard said Bigfoot does Dallas. I'm like, yeah, that's it.
I think this was in France, though, wasn't it? Was it supposed to be?
Bigfoot, Los Dallas. Hey. I like on a Bigfoot. Bigfoot.
I will tell you that his movies do pop up on streaming services sometimes. Like I know Immortal Tales was on Netflix. I think it might be on Hulu, but it's just a very well done softcore porn, basically. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Mortal Tales I think it's the one that does pop up quite a bit, and I'm fairly certain they edit some stuff out of it, though. I'm fairly certain they do. But
okay,
I haven't seen Immortal Tales in 20 years.
Yeah,
so I could probably watch that again. But I did actually watch this one last year, and I kind of stumbled on it because it was always on my list of things, and I was like, all right. I was like, I read a book about this guy's films work while I was traveling on a plane. I was like, all right, I got to pull a few of these, and I watched that, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
I was like, what a beautiful, dirty film.
It really is. Wow. That's really what they are. All right, so I'm next,
all
right?
Let's roll. Let's roll,
okay.
Yeah.
An evil magician makes a living by casting deadly spells on people's objects of desire. Released in Hong Kong, October 2nd, 1975. This is the Hong Kong fantasy horror film Black Magic, directed by Ho Ming Hu, or Hua, or however. Hua. So there you go. Black Magic. Tell us about this movie because I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, so first off, Black Magic, luckily, is actually streaming on Prime Video, which surprised me. This is the film that kind of started a new wave of Hong Kong horror. This was the Shaw Brothers, which we mentioned last week. And Shaw Brothers wanted to branch out and do their own horror films. You know, after Seven Golden Vampires that they did in conjunction with Britain, they tried to do their own horror. And this was one of the first ones. This was the first one, I believe, that got released. They were making others. But this movie showed that the Shaw Brothers, they're insane. And it showed their horror movies were just as insane as their kung fu movies. I mean, this movie can be comical at times, but it's such a joy to watch. It's so much fun. And you've got everything you can want in a movie. You've got skulls shooting laser beams. You've got breast milk seduction scenes.
Okay.
You've got voodoo dolls. You've got people eating centipedes. Voodoo dolls, like I said. We got a trailer for it, a brief trailer. It's a U.S. trailer. It's real short. We can play that. But it's so bonkers and wacky, and it's right up my alley. And it's on Prime, and I can say it may be a little hard at times to watch because the subtitles are not the best, but it's got some crazy scenery in it.
Okay. Well, let's watch the trailer. Here we go.
Black Magic, a new horror film that casts many spells. The spell of love, life, revenge, and death. The spell cannot be broken. Black magic will control your body, consume your mind, capture your soul. See Black Magic. No one can resist. Black Magic, released by World North All Corporation.
Black Magic. Tell us, Charles.
You gotta watch it.
All right.
You gotta watch it. I'll mention next week's show. that they did do Black Magic 2 a year after this. Black Magic 2 is even crazier, and it's a much better film. But Black Magic, the Shaw Brothers film, it's on the list. Put it on the list. It's going on the list. Boom.
Boom.
There.
Okay. All right, Charles. You are next with something that is crazy awesome.
The residents of a high-rise apartment building are being infected by a strain of parasites that turn them into mindless, sex-crazed fiends out to infect others with their sexiness McSexonsons. Released in Canada, October 10th, 1975. It is the Canadian body horror film Shivers, written and directed by the one and only David Cronenberg, known by a crap ton of titles like Parasite Murders That Came From Within and Frisians in the French-Canadian distribution market. Whoa!
So,
Shivers. Shiver me timbers, Lloyd. It's Shivers.
Shivers. You know, I'm starting to see a theme in 1975. It was boobies.
Cold? Boobies. Cold boobies.
Seems like 1975, everybody was taking their clothes off. Right?
Yeah. Everybody was taking their clothes off, Lloyd. This is the Italian poster. I love this poster because at first glance, this poster, it looks like an octopus attacking somebody. It's like, oh, it's an octopus movie. I'm so excited. I'm really excited about the octopus movie.
I love octopus movies.
I love octopus. It's going to be like that movie Jaws I just saw, but with an octopus. Octopussy. I love it. Go and watch it right now.
Love that.
It's my favorite movie.
This movie had Lynn Lowry in it and Barbara Steele, both of which have done appearances at Texas Frightmare Weekend. And it's directed by upcoming Texas Frightmare Weekend guest, legendary director David Cronenberg.
Legendary David Cronenberg, you say?
Legendary David Cronenberg. So
Myth.
This was
the legend.
This was an early David Cronenberg film, and it's really great. I mean, it definitely shows where he was headed with the body horror stuff. Fantastic movie. I love it.
Yeah, I mean it's early Cronenberg. It's his feature debut. And like you said, you could see what was going to become of Cronenberg. This is not as far out as some of his other movies, but it's a great introductory Cronenberg film. Fascinating first film for him. Fantastic movie. And this movie still serves as one of my most missed opportunity film locations because I was working in Montreal for quite some time last year, and I didn't realize that where I was staying was like half a mile from where they filmed this. So I was too busy working, and I love doing film locations. And I noticed afterwards, and I was like, "Well, some bitch,
I missed that one.
I missed the Shivers.
Was that
I missed
the
to
big
get shivered.
high-rise apartment?
Yeah, the apartment building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I went to Canada, I made sure I rode the subway, just because, and it still looks like the subway in the Cronenberg movies, man. Amazingly enough.
Yeah.
But very clean.
Cronenberg.
Amazingly.
Cronenberg filmed a lot. I mean, Cronenberg was, he was Canucksploitation man with his body horror. I mean, Canucksploitation. This was a time where you could basically make a movie free in Canada, with tax loopholes. So we got a lot of movies at that time.
They did, and it was largely, or mostly, or maybe all, I don't know, funded by the Canadian government. So,
yeah, there was a period throughout the 70s, early 80s when people talk about Canucksploitation, it's largely in reference to that, where the Canadian government was trying to boost people filming, and they came up with this ridiculous ideal to basically fund like 95% of movies. Yep. For people through tax refunds. So essentially, if you could get enough money back to film a movie to start, you get it all back at the end. So people were just making movies. So it's crazy.
So definitely check that out. I think there's a Blu-ray for this, right?
Yeah, so Shivers, actually the first U.S. Blu-ray is coming out in 3 weeks on the Vestron series from Lionsgate.
And I think you can still get that for like $12 if you find it.
It's $12 on pre-order, and I say pre-order that thing because I think it's going to jump up when it comes out. So.
Yeah, the Vestron releases used to come out and they were always $30 to $35, you know. So make sure you go and pre-order this. I know you can even pre-order it on Target, on Target's website.
And Walmart too.
Yeah, so wherever, they're cheap, man. But yeah, definitely get that one as soon as you can.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that one because I'm interested in the release because, you know, the DVD release of Shivers is pretty good, not very good. So I'm hoping that one's a little bit better. Looks pretty good. And I've heard it's supposed to be a good. I think it was a 2K update they did to it. So
okay.
Yeah. So
well, sweet. Cool. Well, what else can you say about Shivers? It's Cronenberg, and we love Cronenberg.
It's cold.
Next up, ready?
Oh, I was gonna say that the only thing about Shivers is it was produced by Ivan Reitman.
Oh yeah.
He produced a lot of exploitation movies, which he's the guy who directed Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2, Meatball. So he went on to do a lot, but he was a producer first. So lots of exploitation fun. But go on to this one because this one is a fun one.
This is a fun one. This is one that I have fond memories of also as a kid. So gigantic arachnids from an intergalactic dimension wreak havoc on the population of a small Wisconsin town. Released October 24th, 1975. It is the sci-fi horror film The Giant Spider Invasion, directed by Bill Rebane.
Yep, that's it. The Giant Spider Invasion.
You know,
oh, it's so cheesy. It's good. It's just...
I used to have nightmares, and we're going to play the trailer so you can see what I'm talking about. But I used to have nightmares about these little meteorite-looking things cracking open and big spiders crawling out of them. So that was the kind of thing that haunted me as a kid.
Yeah, I'm not much of a spider fan, and this movie and arachnophobia used to give me nightmares. And you go back now and you watch this movie, and you're like, really?
Yeah, it's completely goofy.
It's completely goofy, but it's a fun one. We should play the trailer. You got to watch the trailer before we talk about it.
All right. So we've got a giant spider on a Volkswagen Beetle being driven around. But you do see that the meteor thing totally is creepy, man. It still is kind of weird and creepy, and no wonder I had nightmares about it as a kid.
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't like spiders, but it's so hokey to watch it now. But Lloyd did point out that the girl had a skid mark on her underwear, so there's that.
Yeah,
they couldn't give her a fresh pair.
Our panties. There's the first panties of the night.
She crapped her panties from the spiders, guys. Sorry. Yeah. So Charles Anderson said it came out in a double bill with Carquake in the UK. Yeah, Carquake, I believe, was Cannonball in the US.
Great show,
Richard,
guys.
David Carradine movie. That's a cool double feature, actually.
It is.
Interesting double feature. I don't know, those movies don't really go together at all, but it's an interesting double feature.
Yeah. Tommy or T West just donated $20. Thank you. Let's give her a round, thanks, Charles. Woo! Thank you.
Oh,
I'll do the Milli Vanilli dance again. Girl, you know it's true.
No, it's true.
Am I doing this right, y'all? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? I love you.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to cover my face because you make me so scared.
Oh, my God.
Scared the boogans out of me. Boogans, Lloyd.
Check your pants and see if the boogans are there.
Oh, they're there. So, yeah, Bill Rebane was also the guy, if you guys remember our 87 show, who made the creepy Tiny Tim clown movie, Blood Harvest.
Yeah.
So he made these creepy movies out of Wisconsin. The biggest director ever to hit Wisconsin, guys. Whoop.
Exactly. Bill Rebane made a lot of movies like this, like Twister's Revenge.
Oh, Capture of Bigfoot was another one he did.
Capture of Bigfoot, The Alpha Incident, Monster a Go-Go.
Demons of Ludlow. Demons of Ludlow was another one.
Yep. So then you kind of get an idea of what you've got with Bill Rebane.
You know, these are low budget movies that are a little hokey. They're a lot hokey nowadays. But this guy did a lot with super low budget, and I think his movies deserve a box set of some sort from Arrow or somebody. I think his movies deserve a nice little box set. I think that's a fun little treat for people, really. In this day of super high budget, where even the lowest, crappiest independent movie costs like $5 million, you know? These movies were a guy who just wanted to make movies.
There's a lot of controversy around his movies. I'm not going to get into it because I don't fully understand, but I think he doesn't have the rights to them anymore. And from what I understand, he gets upset every time somebody releases one. So,
well,
I don't know.
This one is on Prime Video, guys, and there is a Blu-ray that's a 2K remaster, apparently, available from Dark Force. So, there's that. And also, the two people in this, I think it's funny, is Bill Williams and Barbara Hill. They were actually real-life husband and wife, and their son is the greatest American hero, William Catt. So, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Right. Let's see.
What do you got?
So I think you're next, and I'm kind of glad you have this one.
Oh, God. Oh, this movie, and I didn't want to do it, but I have to do it because somebody's going to point it out at some point. All right.
It has to be on the list. I agree. Not so much a horror movie, but it is horrific, and it is a cult film.
It's not so much a horror movie in the sense of, like, is Human Centipede a horror movie? I don't know, but
yeah.
Here you go. All right. All right. Okay, I'm ready for it. All right. In World War II Italy, 4 fascist libertines round up 9 adolescent boys and girls and subject them to 120 days of physical, mental, and sexual torture. And yes, I had to use the word sexual torture and adolescent boys and girls, and I apologize for that. But that's the damn plot of this movie. It debuted November 22nd, 1975 at the Paris Film Festival. It's the art horror film Salo or the 120 Days of Sodom. Directed by Piero Pasolini.
Another very famous artiste filmmaker.
Yeah.
Yes. And this movie was apparently a political statement from Pierre, right?
It was. A political statement. We'll say that. He tried to tout this as being a movie for everybody that everybody needed to see. I don't think it was. But
it's repulsive. It's repulsive. You know, it's kind of like the movie that came out, a Serbian film. It's kind of like Serbian film. You know, one time's enough. I don't know that this is a rewatch movie.
I watched this once 21 years ago, and I will never watch this movie.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
I'm sure a lot of people have heard about Salo.
Yeah. It's hard to find. It really is. The Criterion, it's a Criterion release. Criterion release is out of print. It's like $100 if you want it.
So, I'm going to tell you something, Charles. I have the Criterion Blu-ray, and I've never opened it because I bought it. You know, the DVD went out of print back when it was DVDs. That went out of print, and that thing sold for $500 to $1,000 for that DVD. Recently, I noticed that this movie went out of print, and I was like, well, hell, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to watch this movie again. So I was going to sell it, and someone informed me that it is not out of print. It is just currently unavailable, and that Criterion will be re-releasing it. So I don't know if that's true or not, but there you go. You can buy this on import Blu-rays.
You can import it, yeah.
Yeah.
Pasolini was murdered before this came out. That was a big thing. This was supposed to be part 1 of 3 movies he was going to do called A Trilogy of Death. He was murdered under very weird circumstances, like a month before this. Whole lot of weird stuff. They say it was like Italian mafia killed him. They say it was very brutal how he was killed. Anyway, he died, and he was another one that was, mixed up in a lot of things. He was very much had a lot of political statements on stuff. He was mixed up in a lot of weird things. There was other stories about how, I don't know, somebody had stolen prints to this for somehow, was trying to blackmail him. A whole bunch of weird stuff around how he died. But he did die. Very sad. And he was young, and it was like literally like a month or two before this came out. He was murdered.
Yeah. And Abel Ferrara at one point, I don't know if it ever got made or if it ever came out, but Abel Ferrara was making and by the way, that's the director of Driller Killer and all kinds of great movies like Bad Lieutenant, the original Bad Lieutenant. But I don't know if that ever came out or if he ever finished it or what, but it was supposed to be a reconstruction of the hours leading up to Pier Paolo Pasolini's death. So I'm going to look that up and see if I can find that, because I need to watch a documentary about that.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, I can tell you guys that it's one of those movies where I guess, I mean, you have to watch it once. I won't watch it again because Charles doesn't draw the line at much, and I draw the line at this movie.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, there's not much I'll draw the line at. People know that have seen me watch a bunch of weird crap, and Ennio Morricone actually is credited as doing the score for this. It's not really true. He did record like 3 or 4 minutes of original music for this, which is beautiful. It's this like jazzy number. The rest of it was reused footage or reused stuff he already made. Morricone said he was absolutely appalled by this movie and did not want his name on it, but he's still there front and center when you watch it, like right next to the director. So they knew how to sell it. So,
well, it's an infamous film. If you like extreme cinema, then okay, go ahead. But we warned you. This is not a pleasant film. All right.
Like you said, I could remember being when I first the one and only time I watched this. I mean, I was young. I was like 15 or 16, but I remember it took me years to find this movie back then. This is before the days of eBay and let me download or burn a copy. I mean, it took me three and a half years, I think, and I finally got a copy of this. So
yeah,
it's a lot different nowadays.
Charles Anderson said there's a fiction film starring Willem Dafoe about Pasolini, so that would be cool.
Is there? Cool.
Yeah.
David said he has no interest. I don't blame you, David. I'm not telling you, but we're here to educate.
We're here to educate and talk. I think you can't talk about 1975 without at least bringing this movie up. So there you go. We brought it up. Right, Charles?
We did. All right. I think we're on the last one, guys.
We are on the very, very last film. When 4 women move into an old house left by one woman's aunt, strange things begin to happen. Released in Mexico, December 25th, 1975. Oh, lovely. What a lovely day to release this movie. It is
Christmas Day.
Yeah. It is the Mexican supernatural horror film Mos Negro que la Noche, directed by Carlos Enrique Taboada, a.k.a. Darker Than Night, and also known as Blacker Than Night. So this film is a fantastic Mexican horror film. Oh, my
God. It's beautiful.
It is absolutely beautiful. Everybody that has lived in Mexico for some point in their life or a majority of their life knows this movie. It's a very famous Mexican horror film. You can ask any Mexican person that has lived in Mexico, and they will know this movie. They know it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's if it's not the best, it's definitely close to the best. Mexican horror film that came around. It's such a great movie. It's so well filmed. Taboada is a great director. He did a lot of Mexican horror and suspense films, a lot of them. Really highly regarded, especially among the Mexican Spanish communities, people who love horror. In those regions, like you're saying, they absolutely love him, and with great regard. He's a fantastic director. He really is.
He is, and this movie is legendary. Let's just say that. because it is
Hard
it's
to
great,
find.
hard to find. They did remake this movie. I know nothing about the remake. I don't know if it's any good or not. But this is the movie.
It's not.
It's not. Okay. Thank you, Charles.
No. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Well, there you go.
But
I know you and I have talked about it. There's a lot of Mexican horror films that absolutely get no recognition, and I would love to see more Mexican horror films get remastered, re-released, and out and in the hands of the masses. There's so many Mexican horror films that people are just missing out on.
Yeah, after our last show with Arrow, Arrow had asked me to send them some of these ones that I want released. This is one of the ones I sent them. I sent them this one. I said, if you could do any one, I had like 2 of them, and this was one of the 2. And I was like, this one needs a fantastic restoration because it's a beautiful film. It's got beautiful shots of Mexico City in it. The story is fantastic. It's just, I don't know, this is a great movie. It's really great.
It is great, and I'm going to go ahead and put the poster up once again so everybody can see that, if I can find it again. Darker Than the Night or Blacker Than the Night is the American interpretation, or English.
Yeah, poster is also super difficult to find. If you ever find one of the posters, and it's not like $500, let me know, because I don't want to buy it, because it's a beautiful poster. Another one on my list, but yeah, if something you can get, I'd recommend getting it. It was called Blacker Than Night. Well, Darker Than Night or Blacker Than Night. It was only released in theaters in Mexico. Then it had a video release, I believe, in U.S., Canada, and I think Russia. It did too, random places. But difficult to find. Something that's cool to have.
Awesome.
Yeah. The only way you can get is bootleg DVDs that are burnt off of the VHS or beta tape, I believe. The only way you can get it.
Well, there you go. That is our 20 movies from 1975 that we have highlighted. 20.
20.
Or 19,
20.
Actually. I guess it's actually 19 films.
19 movies. We can't count either, but hey, we like movies.
Yeah. So,
all right.
As we always say, the list is not all-inclusive. These are just movies that we like to highlight, that we want people to know about, or that we feel are highly, highly recommendable. And we have an honorable mention reel of films that came out in 1975 that we'd also like to mention. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Autopsy. It'll take you apart.
Was equaled only by her immense joy in killing.
What's this blood all over the floor?
Abandona su cuerpo. Tú, monarca de los criminales, tú, creador de todo lo obsceno, tú, rey del mal, antigua serpiente, arrástrate como ella, vuelve a tu eterna soledad. Exorcismo.
I love you, Anne, forever and ever.
Get the big taste of Wessler's hot dogs.
Night of the Seagulls.
Beyond the devil. Watch out for the night child.
There we go, guys. That is the honorable mentions. Enraged, Invincible Werewolf, Enraged Guy.
That's a great movie. It really is. It's not even really a horror movie, but it kind of is. But I don't care. It's going to go on the list.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's on the
Wolf
list.
Guy, Enraged Lycanthrope. It's on the list. It's going.
It is there.
It's written. Has written, so it shall be.
Boom.
All right?
So, Charles, we've been talking. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Before I go on, though, Stephen Burt,
$20. Tonight was a blast. I laughed so much.
Stephen Burt just tipped us $20. He said tonight was a blast. I laughed so much. Thank you, Stephen. We had a blast.
That's what we're here for, to make you guys laugh.
And I hope that we're
gonna scare the hell out of you.
Scared the hell out of you.
with our talk of Nazi exploitation and sadistic movies involving adolescents.
Yeah,
and softcore Bigfoot porn.
Yeah. David Dugas says it was a decent year. I think so too, David. What do you got? What do everybody else think? What do y'all think? Was it a good year or not? Let us know in the comments section after the video is over. Tell us your favorites of what we showed tonight and what we brought up and what we chatted about. If we didn't discuss something, tell us about that too. We want to hear from you.
Please.
Yeah, we want to know what you think. And I was saying just a second ago, you and I have some plans coming up. We're going to play a game, and we're going to play a game live. We're going to do it live.
Oh, doing it live.
We're going to do it live. We're doing it live. Doing it live.
Oh, welcome to Friedmare Live, because everything we do is live, because why the hell record something when you can do it live?
That's right.
Yeah.
So, did we decide we're doing that Friday night? Oh, no. Yeah, we did.
I thought we said Thursday.
Okay, so you want to do it tomorrow night. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, let's do it tomorrow night.
Okay. Todd Seeley said exploid, like Lloyd-tation.
Richard said Frightmare exploitation. That's what we're going with.
And then Bob White said Frightmare After Dark.
Oh, that's where I take my top off, guys. That's where I take my top off.
I want to see your boobies, Charles.
Stuff. You want to see my peanut butter cups?
I want to see your man milkers.
You want to see my peanut butter cups are all natural, Lloyd.
So we're going to stream tomorrow night. We're going to stream a game.
Lloyd?
What are we playing, Charles?
Yeah. Oh, baby, we're going to play Left 4 Dead because we like zombies. We like zombies, and Left 4 Dead's fun. It's a fun game. It scares the hell out of you. It scares the buggins out of you.
Todd Lewis said man milkers, lol.
My man milkers. I'm going to buggins you. Oh, going on a mustache buggins ride.
Well, Charles has a meltdown. So we're going to play the original Left 4 Dead tomorrow night. For sure. And believe it or not, I've never played this game. I have no effing idea what I'm going to do or what I'm doing. So if y'all want to get on and have a laugh at my expense in this game,
I don't know what we're doing either.
you can get on because I'm just not good at video games, period. There's too many buttons and mover arounders.
Too many doohickeys there. I got to press the button here and got to do this and flicking the flockins and flicking the flukus. I don't know what's going on.
And I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna see if I can figure it out, and y'all can laugh with me and laugh at me. I don't care. It's just gonna be fun. And we've got some other games. We're gonna every time we stream a game, we're gonna have fun, and maybe we'll switch it up a little bit and play something different. But we'll see. How's that sound?
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
What else do we got?
Man, Saturday night we're doing a screening for our Patreons live at the Cinemark in Grapevine. We're showing The Thing.
Mm-hmm.
I still have like 4 or 5 seats left for it too. So if you guys aren't a Patreon and you want to come, you got to be a Patreon. You got to let me know. If not, then we'll just have like 4 seats. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
So,
hey,
whatever.
We're gonna go crazy at that screening, man.
I was like, it's all paid for, so I don't care. You can just sit around. I'm like, it's good. So if you're a Patreon, I think most of our Patreon is signed up. If you're not, if you want to become a Patreon, you can join us. It's $7 or $9 to become Patreon, which is actually cheaper than going to a movie. Then you can go to the movie.
Yeah.
And you get a movie, you get a free small popcorn or a free small drink. We're watching John Carpenter's The Thing at Cinemark and Grapevine on Saturday. So all the fun stuff.
And I just want to put this out there. If you got the Rona, don't come. If you feel sick
don't come with the Rona.
in any way, don't come. Stay at home.
Don't come.
We'll be good. Everything will be all right. And then we'll just act like you were there. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Saturday, I'm still working on putting together a guest. So when I have that information, I'll let everybody know. We'll announce that. And, if I don't get a celebrity guest, maybe we'll bring on one of our vendors, one of our Frightmare favorite vendors. How's that sound? But
that sounds good to me.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah,
we'll
I was going to say for the screening Saturday, so if you guys are already coming and you're already a Patreon who's coming, if you don't already have a +1 and you want a +1, let me know. I think some of you guys already gave you guys some +1s, but if you don't have a +1 yet and you want a +1, just let me know. I'll make sure I work it out with you.
Cool. All right. Anything else we need to talk about, Charles? We probably ought to let everybody know that we're not going to have a show Wednesday, right? Or we are having a Wednesday show. Next Saturday, we're not having a show.
Yeah, next Wednesday, guys, will be our last show for a little bit. We're going to do 1976 for about a week. Mm-hmm. We're going to do 1976 on Wednesday, and then I don't think we'll be back till the following Saturday, right? The 12th?
Yes.
Is that right? So, you guys will...
There's a bunch of suggestions. It looks like a lot of people are liking the suggestion about bringing on a vendor. I'm getting Father Evil needs to be on the Frightmare stream. Father Evil would be cool. He's a good dude, and I'd love to see him on as well. Kitty Corvette was mentioned. Russell C. Connor would be a good one. So yeah, I mean, we love to bring vendors on too. So I think we're gonna mix that up a little bit. We're gonna do some vendors in the future. Definitely Saturday. We'll see what happens
in the future. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm always down too for doing a separate show once a month or something with a vendor. A vendor spotlight or something. We like vendors.
Yeah, I believe Labor Day weekend, Todd, is when we're not going to have a show. Is that right, Charles? I think that's right.
When is Labor Day?
I think it's Monday, the 13th or something like that.
Yeah, so Monday the 7th is Labor Day. 7th, so yeah, that's when we won't. So basically, guys, next Wednesday, September the 2nd, will be our last show until September the 12th. Now, you guys may see Charles come on every now and then and play some games on Twitch, because if I have some free time, I'll do that, because, I don't know, I like hanging out with you guys. Maybe I'll even do a Saturday night screening or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
I get bored. We'll see what happens.
Also, Charles, something that I thought about doing is, if anybody's interested, I might try to stream Nail Gun Massacre Saturday at some point.
Ooh.
And then you can, I don't know if you want to do that or not. I don't know if anybody gives a crap. But
we don't give a shit.
It was something that I thought of, since we're not going to have an actual both of us together kind of a show. that may be an option, but we'll see.
Another thing I'll be running while Lloyd's gone. So I don't think I've announced that yet, but I'm doing another, I guess, kind of small charity auction for Irving Cares. But we're not doing autographs this time. I'm doing specifically media. So it's mainly going to be VHS tapes. If you know anybody who collects VHS tapes. But also I've got some Blu-rays and some beta tapes. I've kind of compiled a bunch of hootenanny crap together that people like. I'm going to put them up for auction, benefiting Irving Cares again, because why not? People like that stuff, and why not, right?
Yeah. Well,
so if anybody who likes VHS, I sent Lloyd a list. I got a bunch of cool stuff. So
yeah, basically it's vintage mostly, but then you've got some other cool stuff too. So that's basically
I've got a lot of vintage VHS in there, mostly vintage VHS. I've got some old beta in there too, and some newer out of print or Blu-rays. So I'll put those up. They'll come up soon though.
Cool. All right, guys. I think that is it. I don't have anything else unless you do, Charles. I think I'm done. I think I've said all I can say.
Oh, we got to give away a movie.
Oh, that's right. Can't forget
I'm giving away a copy of the double feature. It was Race with the Devil and Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry.
Okay.
To the first person who can, I think that's what I was giving away, right? Is that what I said? Yeah, that sounds right.
Race with the Devil, yeah. The double feature.
Double feature.
Yep.
Yeah. First person who can tell me the movie we talked about tonight that was John Travolta's feature film debut. And if you haven't won recently, either.
Okay, I'm watching Twitch and YouTube.
You guys know who you are if you've won recently. Let somebody else win.
Yeah, let somebody else win. Somebody new answer this question, please. So I'm watching it. Nobody has answered. The question was, what movie? Bam. Tommy West. Has she won recently?
All right. Well, she won today. No, that's been a while.
Okay, cool. So, Tommy, you win a copy of The Devil's Reign on Blu-ray. It comes with, not The Devil's Reign, but The Devil Race with the Devil.
Double feature with Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. Great double feature.
On the Run with Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry?
That's a Beastie Boys soundtrack. Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, on the Run with Dirty Harry.
Are you drunk again?
Yes.
So am I. Get the hell out of you.
So reach out to us, Tommy West, and give us your info.
Yeah, you got to message us.
Yeah, because, we need reminders or we don't get anything.
Yeah, I can't remember anything, guys. I don't know what's going on half the time.
Richard says he wants a Blu-ray of the erotic adventures of Lloyd and Charles. And I'm going to say it's probably directed by Warren Borochwick.
Yeah, it ties in with Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS too. It's a sidequel. So.
Yeah. All right, so
cool.
Yep.
So that's it till Saturday, guys.
That's it until Saturday. We're all set and ready to rock. I want to say thank you all for joining us today. We had so much fun with you guys. We had a blast. I want to say thank you to everybody, and also thank you to everybody who sent us a tip tonight. That was
thanks
awesome.
you guys. Love you guys. Huge. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Cool. We've got Monique MC76 that says Joe Virus. Do y'all want us to raid Joe? Is that what you're asking?
Whatever you guys want.
Looks like T West just super stickered us for $2.99. Thank you.
Thank you, T. Tommy.
Yeah, let's raid Joe Virus. Let's do it. Got to remember where to find him. Let's see. I got to look him up. Twitchity Twitch. Where are you, Twitch? Joe
Twitching.
Virus.
Yeah, thank you everybody again for joining us. We're gonna try to get better about putting reminders up. I think we've slacked a little bit on Facebook with the reminders. We were doing events for a while. I think we slacked.
because we're old. We forget
a little bit. It happens.
I think we're gonna set up a different Facebook page for Frightmare HQ though. I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
We'll keep it separate. So.
All right. We're rating in 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're rating. Woo! Raid. Let's send them all of our memes and what do you call it?
And if you're on,
and all of that
if you're on YouTube, we're not rating anybody on YouTube. You're just hanging out with us now. So I'm sorry.
That's all you're doing. That is.
You're just hanging out with us. But hey, we're cool to hang out with. Everybody, go watch some movies, and we'll see you guys when we see you.
All right, guys. Thank
tomorrow
you.
Because we're gonna play a movie. So we're gonna play a game tomorrow. So tomorrow.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We will holler at you later. Have a good night. We'll see you soon.
Bye. Guys.